We're live.
We are live. We're back. Little technical difficulties.
I think my phone kind of felt like I did.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we're back now.
Okay. Are we back square?
And we're back square.
All right. Let's share this again before we get going here, folks. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Haven't seen that one before. Haven't seen it switch in the middle of a show.
No. That was kind of weird.
I think it was because something to do with the fact that I shared it on my. I mean, I started it on my own personal page.
That could be. All right.
Okay.
So we're back now. People are regaining confidence.
Okay.
Andy says, "You're back."
Hey. All right.
No, we don't want to do that.
Okay, we're going to share again here, so hang on one second.
There's no more request to join broadcast button. That must have been because you were doing it on your page.
On my personal page.
Okay.
Had to have been. So, Andy, that's what that button was. It was something to do with my own, because I launched tonight's show on my personal page and then shared it to our Up North
Okay,
Journal
now
page.
I'm posting it as Up North Journal.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So you have to go back and put those two together somehow or another.
Yeah,
Folks.
I can do that.
All right.
All right.
So we're back.
We're going to segment number 2 of the show.
That's right. So if for some reason you have found this, the stream of this, you want to see the first segment of the show, you're going to have to go back down and scroll down below.
Look for part 1.
Yeah, we had some problems. So, all right.
Uh-oh. And then Dan Yassa showed up.
Hey, Dan, what's going on?
Figured you guys would have this figured out by now.
Well, that's what happens when you come in from a weekend at deer camp with no sleep and migraines all weekend. I'm all out of sorts. All right, here we go. Stand by 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back. Second segment. We're back on the air.
We are back on the air.
Technical difficulties in the break.
Yes.
So,
but we're just about for you to walk out to your stand.
yeah. So I talked about getting all set up in the stand. So I put the safety harness on. Okay. Decided this year, I've been using family tradition tree stands, ladder stands.
Yep.
It's got the safety bar. Yeah, I should be wearing a harness, but I haven't been. So I got one, got all practiced with it, putting it on, getting it all sized up. I get out the stand, I put it on, wrap the tree, tether in, locked in, sit down, got my bow. And occasionally you'll stand up, how you stretch,
Right,
and you kind of turn around. You'll just kind of check your shooting lanes. Well, I stand up. Everything's good, left, front, and then I kind of turn to my right. I can't move because that tether gets a hold of my arm, my draw arm.
Is binding you up?
I can't draw my bow and shoot to the right.
Uh-oh.
So my question is, what do other people do? Are safety lanyards from your safety vest to the tree, are they all the same length?
I'm pretty sure they are.
There's probably a standard.
There is a safety standard.
Well, it needs to be about a foot longer. I can't shoot to my right.
Well, we're going to have to fix that.
There's got to be a way to do that.
You need an extension.
The only thing I could come up with, and it's way too time consuming, you'll get busted in a tree stand, is hold your bow in your left hand or your right. If you're left-handed shooter, I gotta imagine it's the same way on the left.
Right.
And you draw.
Yep.
So I'm holding my left hand. I grab a hold of my lanyard, and kind of leaning back.
Yep.
And then I take and swivel it around my shoulder as I turn, so I can face and draw. Okay, but here's the next problem. So you got this thing hanging in front of you now. Now you're trying to draw, and it's binding you this way.
You don't want to put it. You don't want to put it in the string area.
No. So what do you do?
So what you do? Hold on. What you do is you listen to a comment from Andy, and he notices that the Summit harnesses were shorter than the HSS ones.
Even shorter.
He says they're even shorter.
So what do you do?
Okay, so I can't tell you how we do it.
Now back up just a little bit, because I was thinking this through in my stand. Now I remember the old hang-on stands. Okay.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Most of those have a flip-up seat.
Right.
Right. So if you stand, and you reach, and you flip your seat up, your back is right to the tree.
Correct.
You got slack in that, so you can turn. But you got to remember, on a ladder stand, it's a fixed seat.
And you're already
this far out.
Right.
So I can't lean back any further than my legs can go.
Right, exactly. So you're about 18 inches away from the tree already.
Yeah, I mean, like a regular chair.
Right, exactly. So you need an extension is what you got to put on there. And
do they make extensions?
I don't think they actually make them per se, but you can make one. Oh, Dan Yasa says, remind me to tell you about my harness when I see you guys next. That's got to be a good story.
Okay.
Andy was complaining at Jay's. Okay, so Chad, his uncle and him double up heavy-duty paracord to make it longer, to give it some slack.
Okay.
So that's a tip.
Hey, Kyle, what's going on?
Kyle's showing up. So what we do is...
Kyle got something for you here later in the show, too.
So what we do is we have, from other safety systems, the lanyard...
Bits and pieces?
Yeah, basically. Really.
Leftover screws from the package? You didn't read the directions?
Not quite that.
Hey, just cut it. We'll sew it together.
Yeah, no problem, right?
Right?
But we take two of those and we put one around the tree and we add an extra 4 feet. 3 to 4 feet, I guess, to that. So you kind of can adjust it to where you're at. And that gives you the extra. So it actually hangs down below.
So you can turn.
So
3 or 4 feet, man, you ought to pick up some good speed before that thing snaps and you fall.
Well, don't fall out of the tree.
See, and I know that they keep it short so
right.
you don't pick up speed if you fall.
But all those have the deceleration in them.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just a matter of
when it starts popping.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So then you start bouncing off the limbs. But anyways, that's how we do it, and then we hook in. But that's something interesting that you said, because I wonder if you would think they'd take that into account.
I bet you a nickel that somewhere a lawyer or law firm has looked at this and said or some safety standard, it's got to be this long or shorter to keep you from because when you fall, gravity takes over and you start picking up speed, until you reach, maximum velocity before you hit the ground, if you're up high enough. Of course, I think you had to be pretty high for that to happen.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying, because especially when it has to do with a safety item like that.
Sure.
They have, I'll bet you 2 nickels, they've had multiple lawyers look at it.
Yeah.
Turn it upside down, look at it backwards, figure it out, because I know from other experiences in the automotive world, when it comes to a safety issue, you make sure you cross every T and dot every I. So I'm sure it's X amount by X amount, and they're good.
Well, answer this for me. We've been doing this for 10 years now. I mean, I've been hunting a lot longer, but working in the outdoor industry for 10 years now. Why has this just now come up with me? I mean, why have I never heard this before? If you think it was such a problem for people, from shooting platforms, that this question would have arose at some point.
You know what? Kind of to prove what you just said, going through what Andy's saying and Jacob Abrams and they get it, they find the problem, and what do? They engineer their way out of it.
Right.
Right. It's like, you know what? Just add a piece or do this, and then it works.
Yeah. Well, somebody needs to make something that you can actually, like you said, an extension. And you don't tell me it can't be done. I mean, for goodness sakes, I just put a snatch strap in my Jeep before I went up. It's looped on both ends. And you pull cars out of the ditch with it. I know that'll hold. Make something similar strength that's an extra 1.5 feet long.
Well, I would take it and just go around the tree. I'd take an extra piece, go around the tree, and then, well, you already have that piece. You need the double carabiner on each end.
Right.
I'd do that. Paracord's a good one.
Yeah, I've got some of that too. I've got two. I got a 25 and a 30 footer. So, but I don't know. I was frustrated. I'm like, are you kidding me? The first time I put this thing on, and I'm already having issues with it. It's just, to me, I wasn't expecting that. I guess.
And Andy says his lineman's belt acts like an extension.
Okay.
Mr. Hoffman, how you doing? So, I'm sure it's come across, but
okay. So I'm not the first one.
You are one of a kind.
Shut up.
But I don't think it's going to be in this situation. But
so that was my big dilemma.
Okay, so now you know you have an issue shooting to your right.
Yeah. So I can't shoot to the right. So I get that
biggest buck you've ever seen came in on your right?
Yeah. I did figure out that if I wiggle just right and undo my middle strap, I can wiggle out of that and then come around to shoot.
Right.
So I just can't fall while I'm shooting.
Oh, okay, good.
But that's movement. You know,
right,
it's more movement. So
absolutely.
But no, I got in stand.
Okay, so you got in the stand. You had this issue. You worked yourself out of the issue.
Yeah, it was way too hot.
It was warm. It was warm all weekend.
I was in stand by 3:00 and sit until it got dark at 7. I got down at 7:15ish. The only thing I saw was 2 black squirrels and a chipmunk up until 10 minutes till 7. I mean, it's starting to get dark, and I'm contemplating, okay, you know, when can I not see my pin? And playing that game, you know, sitting there and, you know, looking at your pins and trying to figure all that out. And I kind of look out in front of me, across my Nebraska field. You know how that's kind of set up there in that end.
Yep.
And looking into the oaks, where the oaks go up to the ridge, and I see movement, and I'm like, oh, giggity, here we go. Because at that point in time, that last half hour, once the sun disappeared over the horizon, got behind the trees, but it's still light to see before it's just at sunset, you could feel the cool air starting to settle.
Yep.
And it was dead silent. It was so silent, the silence was screaming. I mean, you could have heard a pin drop a mile away.
You hear your ears ringing.
Yeah.
It's so quiet.
You know, and that I've got tinnitus.
Yep.
And it was driving me nuts because all I could hear were my ears ringing.
Yes.
And I had the headache on top of that.
Oh. Yeah.
You know, so that's driving me batty. But anyway, I'm like, this is the golden 30 minutes. It's going to happen now, or it's not going to happen at all. You know. And I seen that movement, and it was one deer, and I'm like, pretty good sized body, you know, from what I could tell far away. I'm like, yeah, that's no fawn, it's no yearling, you know. And I threw the field glasses up real quick, got my vortex out, started looking, spotting. Head's behind a tree, in a clump of trees.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm waiting. Finally clears, big floppy-eared doe.
Yeah.
And it was too far away to shoot anyway. It was a good 100 yards. But,
right,
but I wanted to see a buck. You know, I just want to lay eyes on a buck, especially down in my area, just to know that we got something there. And that was the first set of the year.
That was the first of the year.
And
but it didn't rain. That's good.
No, it didn't rain.
You overcame a little bit of an obstacle.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I got, you know, we replanted that field. Remember, it was full of foxtail.
Oh, yeah.
It had grown up with a bunch of foxtail, and after the deer just completely destroyed the clematites I planted in the spring. So we replanted Labor Day week. Put killer fruit plots, Carnage brassicas in there.
Yep.
Okay, everything's coming along nice. I get up there. I'm looking.
Looking for your brassicas?
When I'm going to my stand, I'm like, I know they planted the field. Where's the food? You know, I can see some old rye still sprouting up here and there, and it's like, where is it? And then I get down and I'm looking. Size of my thumbnail, I'm seeing little green sprouts of brassica, of turnips and rape and all the other stuff that's mixed in there. The deer completely mowed the field. And it's not just my field. I found out this morning the same thing in the other field I hunted. Everything in it mowed to the ground. I mean, right to the dirt. They've totally decimated all of our fields.
So, in other words, you're gonna have to do something to alleviate that.
We got an issue.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah,
now
they hammered both times I planted that field. They hammered it.
Fresh green's coming up.
It never got a chance to take off. We're gonna have to fence it or something.
Right. Exactly. You have to fence it just to give it some time to start growing up. Yeah. Right.
But I rode back. I got on the bike, rode back into camp. I got to the base of the dam, pushed the bike up the hill to the dam, and started walking the bike across. And my head's pounding, my chest starts hurting. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm thinking, I'm going to die. I'm going to have a heart attack right here, and just that's the end of it. You know, there's Mike. And that's when I took the picture, that sunset picture. You know, and
the last thing you did.
Last thing I did, I'm going to take a picture of my last stand. You know, but I kind of got it together and got back to camp. and tried to eat something. Couldn't settle my stomach at all. My head was pounding still. I had liquid gold. Had my Dr. Pepper.
There you go.
Poured me a glass of that, and I thought, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down swinging. And I had a little something, and I put a half a shot in. Took 4 drinks. Headache was gone.
You killed the headache, man.
Just like that. I don't know if I don't know what it was. If it was my stomach that was causing my headache.
It could have been.
But I tell you what, I was a wreck. I was a
Yeah,
complete wreck that whole day. I almost puked in the stand.
Now that would have been a classic if you would have puked and shot at a buck at the same time.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty bad. But
what can you do with you?
I don't know. Well, that was first day.
All right.
We're up on our next break, so let's step outside, take our next break, and we'll be right back and talk about today. Be right back after this. All right.
And Jason Radecki says, sounds like might as well use a jockstrap. Good golly, Miss Molly. Congratulations, Andy. Checked in 2 does for CWD testing today and got his successful hunter's patch.
Right on. So you're in the CWD zone then, I take it, Andy? Mandatory check over there? And speaking of that, I heard, while we're talking here in the break, I heard that there's a very low participation rate in that.
Really?
Yes, and it's mandatory. And they're not getting the numbers. They know that people are not checking deer in. That's not good.
Well, because maybe they're a little cheesed off at the DNR?
I don't know. How do you know if somebody doesn't check one in?
Well, that would be my next question: is how do you know that they're not checking them in?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've heard.
Sounds like you had an upset stomach because you knew you had to go back downstate and deal with all the idiots. Check.
This guy right here.
Montcalm County Township. It is in the volunteer testing zone.
Okay. Well, thank you for checking your deer in.
We'll leave the light on for you.
That's right. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Third segment of the show.
Second day of your morning.
Okay. So, shook off all the bad mojo.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you watched Alabama in the evening and...
No, they played while I was in the stand.
Oh, they played a digging. Oh.
Although I did break the phone out 2 or 3 times and check the score. Just to make sure we're okay. And then I watched Michigan lose and get pummeled.
Well, yeah, that was easy.
Yes, I did smile.
That was an easy button.
I'm sorry for Michigan fans, but that's the way it goes. So anyway, next day, fresh start, okay? Yesterday I tried the Mossy Oak, the old Mossy Oak shirt to bring out some good luck. Didn't have so much good luck. So I wore it, but I put on something over top of it. It was a little cooler this morning. And actually, I wore it out to the stand, then put my hoodie on after that, my scent lock gear on. But as I come outside to the porch and I set my boots down on the step, and I'm sitting down to put my boots on, lace them up. Light. There's no light on. It's dark. And I look up, shooting star.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm like, okay, cool. That's good omen, right?
Absolutely.
I'm hoping. I think, anyway. So... get all my gear on, get out to the stand. I went and set in a different set this morning because the field I hunted last night, I know is primarily a evening field. Okay, everything we've ever seen on trail cams from what our scouting report from the guy who managed the property, he generally sees deer in that field, in my field, usually in the evenings. So I'm like, okay, so I got 2 stands, actually 3 stands I can hunt in the morning. Which one do I want to go to?
Decisions.
Yeah. So, with somebody else in camp, traveling in and out, I was like, well, I'm not going to hunt the one close to the lodge. Just too much traffic, too much commotion. I said, well, okay, that leaves the 2 down in behind the dam that I rode past to go into my other one.
Okay.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one am I going to go? And I didn't make the decision until I walked off the dam. And sun was, just the very first twinkle of light was just, you could see just a little bit of brightness. So I could have went to the one that was further away. It'd take me another 5 minutes to get there. Not a big deal. Both, it was a south wind, That one's not really the one that's a little further away is not really set up for a true south wind. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit here in the big field. Okay, the one in behind the dam, big oak tree, still had leaves on it.
All right.
They were orange, but still had leaves. So I'm like, okay, we still got cover, we got foliage. That's where I'm gonna sit. So I climbed up, got all strapped back in again, got my hoodie on, got my gloves on. It was a little bit colder, so I put on full gear this morning and sat there. And it must have been, I got good daylight about 7:30, I think, 7:45, so it must have been 8 o'clock, somewhere right around there, maybe 8:15. I'm looking into our timber cut, which in behind that is the swamp, cedar swamp. So I'm looking at this cedar swamp edge. Deer typically use it as a funnel to fill out, come into the food plot. I'm at the very edge of the food plot. It wraps around my tree, okay?
Right.
And then goes up straight behind me. So I'm like, okay, I can look over my shoulder and I can see that whole food plot. So I can see them coming in and get ready, get primed if I need to get up. If I got something in front of me, I got to be able to see it, get up, and get ready quicker. So I'm scanning. But I look over my shoulder, and there's 2 does. But they're feeding across, probably 100, 150 yards behind me. Got the glasses up, look, okay, nothing there, no big deal. It was a mama doe and this year's fawn. So I watched them for a few minutes. They saunter off, turned back around. A couple minutes later, I'm like, okay, maybe something might be trailing. You never know. Turn around again. All of a sudden, doink, doink, doink. Here comes this spike. He's kind of bounding. He's not running like, he's scalded on fire, but
he's just bouncing away.
Yeah, like he's chasing him. I'm like, well, he wasn't chasing, but you know what I'm saying. He was following him. He runs off, and then about 20 minutes later, 2 more deer come into the same spot, filtered through, and that was it. 5 deer. So I saw 1 the night before, last night, and 5 this morning. I saw more deer on the road than I did out of my tree stand.
Well, that's not good.
But it was still warm. It was still pretty warm this morning. It was in the 60s.
Amazing you didn't see more deer with the amount of grazing that's taking on it in your fields.
Well, here's the thing I think happens. We know what happens. We know what other surrounding people in the area do. Right around
this time of year,
all of a sudden, people start putting bait out, even though they're not supposed to. It happens.
Hey.
And the deer work off the food plots. They go get the goodies, and they come back to us and finish tearing everything we've got up.
Okay.
As it gets colder.
Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely.
So usually right around the 1st to the middle of October, these 2 or 3 weeks, we see our deer numbers drop on the property and then come back up.
Okay. So your October lull is created.
It is man-made.
Man-made.
Yes. Illegally too, by the way. So.
One of those things in this state that makes you go hum.
Right. So,
but anyway, so you saw 5 deer.
Yeah, and I did have one really cool thing happen to me this morning.
Okay.
It's really blew me away. I'm sitting in the stand. This was probably 8:30, between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. Sitting in the stand, sun's coming up kind of over my shoulder this way, over my left side. And I'm just sitting there chilling, listening, seeing what I can hear. And it was another still morning. The wind hadn't picked up yet by this time. And all of a sudden I hear, whoof, whoof, whoof. And it's above me, and I look, and about 30 feet above the tree top that I'm in, right over top of me and out in front of me, the bald eagle.
No way.
And I was just like, whoa, dude, where'd you come from?
That's so cool.
Yeah, and he about 3 big hoofs, and then as he come over top, he dropped down and then went up and hit a pine tree about 150, 200 yards out in front of me.
Now, do you have a nesting on the property?
Not that I've seen, but they're all around.
Yeah, they're all around. I know,
Yeah.
but I didn't know if I set up shop around the lake.
Not that we've seen.
Okay.
And that's something. If it's near the lake, we'd see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
They're monstrous. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that made my day. I was just like, that is really cool.
Was that the surprise you had while you were getting into? Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's why I said if I don't bring that up, remind me.
Okay.
That was, that made the day.
That is way cool.
And then I seen a flight of 15 geese come in.
Oh, geese were flying.
Yeah, they buzzed my tree too. They come right over top, honkity honk 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 honk, circle the lake once, sploosh, land. They sit on the lake for about 5 minutes, honk, 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 and just, I mean, it's like a party.
Hey.
And all of a sudden, you hear them pick up and take off.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they came out of the north, and I don't know if it was migration. I don't think migration's started yet. It's probably still too warm, I'm guessing.
No, they get a good south wind. Well, the wind's coming out of the south, so no, they're going into the wind.
Yeah, so it wasn't a northern blow.
No, they need a good.
So I figured they were locals, just checking the pond out.
Right.
So, but
you know what? Seeing those and actually hearing it is pretty cool because
I heard it before I saw it.
That's cool because those birds are huge.
Yeah, you know, and obviously, I mean, if he seen me, he seen me, but I mean, he didn't act like. I mean, he wasn't spook. I mean, he buzzed the treetop. I mean, he could have been 20 or 30 feet overhead.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, like I said, I could hear the air coming off his wings.
Okay, cool.
You know, it was just it wasn't like he was going flat, 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 flat. It was just a couple little woofs.
He was just taking his time.
Yep.
Cruising, man.
And like I said, as soon as because that's that big open spot between, after my tree, there's really nothing till you get a couple 100 yards in front of me where the big pines are at the edge of the lake.
All right.
And he come in and then he dropped and then he climbed. So you could kind of get that ramp up to land in the tree.
Gonna go sit and look for dinner.
Yeah.
Breakfast, actually.
Yeah, breakfast.
Excellent, cool. So you talked about the 4th Arrow camera arm base. And
yes.
How good that was. Did anything else that you used out there?
I used the Wynd Scent Grenade for the first time. What else? Is there anything else I used this time for the first time? My new Vortex Razor binoculars, phenomenal. I can't say enough about them. Those things are just, they're bad to the bone.
How'd the Wynd Scent work out for you?
Good. You know, I want to save that for the last segment.
All right, cool.
We've got a few more minutes here before the last segment because I told Kyle actually hit me up on Facebook about it and wanted to know about it. And I said I'm going to use it for the first time in the field, so I'd bring that report back. So I want to save that for the last segment. The bike performed again, you know, just like I expected this year. I haven't rode as much as I did. I've hardly rode at all this year.
Right.
I think I've pedaled hard 4 times this summer. So I haven't put nowhere near the miles I put on last year. And it actually showed coming back in last night.
Oh, okay. Kind of felt it.
Oh, I more than felt it. When I come out of stand last night, I didn't notice it going out, but when I came back in, I rode from where I dropped my bike off. I rode to the base of the dam, and then pushed it up. And when I got to the top, like I said, I was hoofing, man. I was out of breath. I was hurting, and you know, I had my backpack on, had all my gear, had my bow was on the bike, obviously, but you know, I had all my boots on, and it's just I was weighted down.
You were weighted down, and it was hot.
And it was hot, yeah. And I paid the price. So, you know, lesson next year, train harder.
Get your butt back out there.
Yeah. This morning I rode out and rode back in. It was no big deal. But I was sore though. The one thing was I had my hips really hurt after coming out of stand last night, and I know it's because I rode out, sat in the stand for 3.5 hours, and then you know got back and rode back in.
Right.
So, you know, it's just an old man. That's the problem.
Hey, Mike Wilcox, saying hello on a beautiful fall evening.
It is. It's beautiful. You know what? That's the thing. I packed everything up. I checked my trail cams before I came home. And actually, I'll talk a little more about that in the next segment because I had some issues with trail cameras. But when I was coming home, the sun was out. The wind was blowing pretty hard. But when I was traveling, coming down the 2 lanes and then hitting the freeway, the colors up north, like I want to say from Rose City north.
Okay.
The colors are phenomenal. You know, I mean, down here, it's almost like
it's over.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we're in a drought.
Yeah, the leaves down here are just burnt.
Yep.
But up there, the colors are fabulous, man. It's like they're in the peak right now. It was beautiful. I took some pictures as I was driving along, and I just couldn't get over how awesome it looked. So.
Did you show a picture of a fawn?
No, I did not.
Okay. All right.
Not that I remember.
Okay.
Not recently.
Okay.
So.
Somebody was asking a question, but.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's step outside, take our last break. We'll save the rest here. I want to talk about trail cams, and then I'll talk about the Wynd Scent.
Absolutely. And I can tell you what I did.
Uh-oh. Is it good?
Oh, it's really good.
All right. All right, we're going to step outside. We'll be right back after this. Alrighty, one more segment to go.
On his trail cam, he showed a picture of a fawn with spots still nursing off his mother. I wonder whose that was. That's a late born.
Right? Okay, folks, get going here with this last segment of the show tonight.
Ooh, Jacob Abrams. Working on a prototype I'm trying to get just right to lock in tree stands so they can't be stole.
Hey, good.
Yeah.
That's good. Actually, I thought I had a trail camera that was stolen today.
Really?
Yeah. Like I said, I had a few issues today with the trail cameras. All right, here we go. Last segment. Stand by in 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back. Last segment of the show. God, it's still hot out.
You know what? You got the window open.
Yeah.
I hear cars going by, and it's 70. Well, it's 10 to 8, and it's still 70-something degrees.
I drove back today. I had the air conditioning on the Jeep. I had the windows down for a while, and it was too hot. I had to roll the windows up and put the air on.
Well, plus it's noisy.
And I mean, I had
you had a
long
t-shirt
sleeve
on, right?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, so while you were doing that, I said, you know what? I better get out the crossbows and shoot them. You know, just to make sure everything is where it needs to be.
You had them up north last weekend, right?
No, I didn't have crossbows out. I won't use crossbows till November.
Okay.
I give my month of October to my bow. When it gets a little colder, I'll give it to the crossbow.
Okay.
And gun season.
So you're shooting the crossbows?
Yeah, I got them both out today.
Shooting your horizontal bow?
Yeah. And I'm glad you always should, no matter what.
Right.
I'm glad I did, because the one was 6 inches off.
That's not good.
No, I'm kind of perturbed about that, because
You're pretty careful with it?
I really haven't done anything with it.
Yeah.
It was in a hard case. Soft case, I'm like, okay, maybe.
Right.
And the one that I didn't have in a case, or just sitting in my office, I pulled that out and it's right on. So it's like, all right.
Are you going to shoot it multiple times here over a period of time now?
I will shoot it multiple times now. I need to talk. I noticed that the serving was starting to look bad.
Right.
So I stopped shooting. I don't need anything bad to go around.
Right.
So I'm going to get a hold of my buddy and ours, Chris Schnurr, see if he can't help me out and get those fixed and
right on.
Get those back up and shoot those again. But I was shooting those at 9 o'clock this morning. It was
90 degrees.
It was 9. It was like, geez, oh Pete.
How hot did it get down here today?
70, mid 70s.
Yeah. At one point, my temperature gauge in my Jeep read 81 outside.
It could have been. I really wasn't paying attention.
I was like, man, I don't know if that was right or not, but it seemed hot. But
right. So just another example of why you need to shoot your gear.
Well, when I got up north before I went out and stand yesterday. I got a shooting bag I keep in my room.
Yep.
Took it out, range 20 yards, shot a couple arrows real quick. Just because even in the travel, even in a hard case, I didn't want Bullwinkle to walk out and all of a sudden...
You're missing Bullwinkle.
Yeah, because of something stupid.
I'll have my bag with me when we go up in November, and we'll definitely do that.
You know, also just the fact of getting into because I packed all my gear thinking I was going up last week.
Right.
Last weekend. It's set in the case. I didn't get the bow out this week at all.
Okay.
You know, and I'm shooting pretty regular, and I thought, well, I'm gonna throw some arrows.
Absolutely.
Just get that going again. You know. So yeah, I did too.
How many at your camp bow hunt?
How many at our camp bow hunt? Seriously?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying bow hunt. They grab a bow and they go out.
2 others.
So 3 total. You and 2 others.
Yeah, our one buddy, Dave, he comes up when I come up.
Okay.
We hunt together. You know,
right.
we work together. He's the one that killed the deer, his first deer.
Oh, yes.
When David Boggs was up here.
Right.
And then the gentleman who was up with he doesn't bow hunt, but his grandson has a crossbow.
Okay.
And he's trying to get his first buck.
Good deal. I was just wondering. It's just a question.
And there's a couple others that go up occasionally, but it's, you know, it's not like, I guess I'm probably the most serious Obviously, our camp manager,
Well,
he's very serious about it as well.
So serious, he's out of the state, isn't he?
That he hunts out of state now, yeah. And actually, he just shot a beautiful bull elk out in Arizona.
Yes, he did. I saw that picture.
With a bow.
Yeah.
So, congrats to him. But
definitely. And congrats to Lincoln Roan. Got a big Saskatchewan whitetail.
That was a beautiful buck.
That was a beautiful. His son nailed a Michigan 8-point.
Nice
one. So people are getting them.
Yeah,
they're trickling out slow and steady.
Yeah, I think when we get this cold weather coming in, I think it's really going to kick everything in.
I think if you play the cold front this week, it'd be a good one.
You know, I'm seeing stuff on trail camera. Not seeing bullwinkle yet on camera, or not seeing anything that's really piqued my curiosity. But I haven't went through all my photos yet. You know, I went out today and started doing my systematic rounds, checking my cameras, pulling cards, putting them in. I carry my laptop with me, you know, dump them onto that, erase the card, put it back in. I got a system. Check my batteries, make sure got batteries with me just in case. Got all done. Went to my second to last camera, and it sets off the trail, the 2-track, and I stop the Jeep and I look. Am I in the right trail?
Really? Oh.
I don't see the camera. Back up. Nope, not there. No. I got out, walked down to the tree I thought it should be on, turn around and look back up because I know what the picture looks like from it. I'm like, this is the tree. There's no camera. I had a python cable around the tree, a lockbox.
Right?
The only way you're going to get that off is with a Sawzall, with a metal blade, or a humongous pair of bolt cutters.
Right.
It's gone. And I'm like, somebody stole it. I'm like, did I take it home? There's no reason I would have pulled that camera and took it home unless it was defective. I worked on one here that I had here in the room, but that wasn't it.
Oh, okay.
That's one of our community cameras at camp, and it wasn't mine. I don't put them in a lockbox. And I went through and in my mind I'm counting 3 lockboxes that I checked. I have 4. Like, man, somebody took my camera. So I'm leaving camp, and as I pull through the gate, I go, I took notes and put down exactly where every camera was last time. So I pulled over, got my phone out, I'm looking, I moved it.
Oh.
So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to check. I'm not going back to check it. But it really puzzled me.
Well, yeah, because you know how you securely locked it.
Yeah. Well, in the fact, you know, we've got 3 camp cameras, and then I've got 10 myself. And I'm like, do I have 10 or do I have 9? I couldn't remember. And I'm trying to remember the order I bought them in and which ones I had. And I'm like, man, something's not right. You know, I'm just like, ugh.
Didn't we have this conversation about when you have too many cameras, what can happen?
Yeah, and I'm contemplating getting more.
Yeah.
That's all I need. But see, the biggest problem is I don't put them in the same place.
Well, no,
I've got probably 20 or 25, 30 places I put cameras,
right.
And I move them around.
You move them around.
It's like, okay, did I move that one this time? So luckily, the last time, I thought, and I remember doing it because I was moving cameras. I'm like, I need to make a list of what I got and where they're at. So that's what I did, and it saved my butt. But I did have a camera go down. Not a camera, but a card.
Okay, card went bad.
Yeah. And I had batteries go in one camera. I had to replace them, which kind of surprised me. I think it's because I had it on time lapse and it was really burning through it. I had another one that I found out after I left was bad, that the batteries went on it because it quit recording on the card at a certain date before I got to it. And I walked right in front of it, opened it up, shut it off, pulled the card. And when I checked them tonight, went right before you come over,
right.
I'm like, well, these only go to last week. So it went dead. But when I put the thing in, I remember I was going to check the battery life. And I couldn't get the display to fire. And I'm like, well, that's odd. You know, that doesn't make any sense. I wonder why. And I kept fiddling with it. And then I turned it to the on position, and on the Bushnell, you turn it to the front. When you turn it on, you get the red blinking light.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, it started blinking. I'm like, oh, okay, it's good. Closed it up. It had just enough power to fire that LED.
Right.
So, yeah, when the display doesn't fire up, that's because batteries are dead.
Andy says it's a sign of old age when you don't remember where your trail cameras are.
That or have too many trail cameras. One or the other. But that's true. I can't remember anything anymore.
And Kyle Sharp I'm pretty sure we had this discussion last time you guys were in the store because Mark and I were giving you a hard time, Mike, because you made us find your key number on 3 Python locks.
Yeah. You know what? And I appreciate that because we've talked about that on the show, Kyle. I've got 7 locks that are keyed the same.
Yep.
And you know what? It's very nice because I've got 14 keys and they're all keyed the same. So I'm never going to lose all those keys, number one. Not. Secondly, I take one key and I go to each lock and undo it. You know,
right.
You don't have to worry about which key.
You don't need the big ring of keys. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
I keep one in my Jeep. I keep one on my key ring. I keep two. I got 2 at camp that I've got put away in case I lose something. Okay? Right. So I've got them up there. The rest I got here in the gun safe. So yeah, there's a method to my madness.
Well, speaking of method to your madness, how about giving us a report to Kyle about the Wynd Scent?
About the Wynd Scent. Okay. Kyle, he hit me up last week about this, and I told him I was actually going to be running this in the woods for the first time. The sticks. I'm trying to remember if I brought that other one back. No, I left it in camp. I did do the replacement on this one.
You put the earth scent in there.
Yes, I did not put the dough and estrus in.
We're a little early for that.
Yeah, a little early. But here's the package. This is the old one. That's all it is right there, folks. It's just,
basically an e-cig.
Yeah, it's just a little stick. There's no battery that you have to use on this.
Nope.
You just, pull the old one out, pop the new one in. All this is a squeeze bulb. And you put it in, just give it a nice little soft squeeze. You can see it right there.
And there's no wind in the cabin.
Nope. And that's earth scent. But it's basically like a vaping technology.
That's exactly what they're following.
Yeah, it's quiet. You've got the different scents on it. And I was able to going to the stand, I was checking wind. And when I got in the stand, once again, I had my backpack sitting on that camera,
right.
On the camera arm, the little hook there on the side. I had this sitting on top. Every now and then I'd just get up and I'd just give it a little puff, making sure my wind's in the right direction.
Make sure things hasn't changed.
I forget, look up real quick, see what these retail for. I know the sticks, the replacement sticks are $14.99. And I believe they said when we talked to them at ATA that there's about 400 puffs per stick, roughly, if I'm not mistaken. So it's last year's season. But the thing I like about it, you don't have to fire anything up. There's no batteries. You just pull it out, you give it a little puff, and you're done with it. If you care, it comes with a little lanyard you can put around your neck. I didn't want it around my neck because I didn't want it swinging, getting in the path of my bowstring in case I was able to get a shot. But you could hang it on a hook or whatever and have it, right by you. Super light. The only thing I was worried about with this, the only concern that I had was being in my backpack. If I had my backpack too full and it squeezed down on it, you know what I'm saying? And was puffing in my backpack.
Oh,
wasting it.
Yeah.
Just wasting it.
Winds. Okay, so you can pick up the grenade,
which is this,
right?
With one stick, the dough and estrus. It comes with it.
That's $29.99.
So $30.
And then the refills are $14.99.
So $15 for a refill.
And they have.
They give the different scents.
Citronella.
That'd be good for when turkey hunting.
Coyote.
Mosquitoes.
Dough and estrus?
You said coyote.
Coyote? Dough and estrus?
I wonder if it's a coyote attractant. It has to be.
It has to be.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Well, I know donut is.
Donut, yeah, that's for bear hunting.
Earth, elk urine, and pine.
Okay.
And those all retail for $14.99 each.
All right.
And then if that's in the grenade, then they have the grenade launcher. That's the
battery operated deal.
Right, that's where you set that down. And that comes with the remote control.
And that would be like what we were talking about ATA. That's what you'd use in a bear hunting situation. You put it outside your blind. Don't put it in your blind. you don't want the bear coming to inside your blind.
Don't do that.
So
Look at Kyle. He's all over it. $30. He's supposed to be working. So yeah, no, but you know what? Real simple technology. You know, and you get that out there, and a little puff here and a little puff there.
Yeah,
helps you out.
Yep. Yeah, I tried like smelling it, and yeah, it kind of smells like dirt. You know,
Earth scent
scent
equals dirt.
Yep. So,
and that's funny. It's a good product. I like it. I use it.
Yeah, it's real simple. It's lightweight. Yeah, it works. You know, I mean, it does what it says it does. So
it does what it's intended to do.
Yeah,
and gives you a little extra bonus with whatever scent you're using.
Yep. So
yeah. Absolutely.
If that's what you want, it's a Wynd scent, something to or something to disperse some kind of other scent. You know,
for
attract
coyote, elk, bear.
So there you go.
Or if you just want it to smell good in your office, you can use donut.
yeah, Dan. I tell you what, when you get yours fired up, put the dough estrus in, walk through the building.
No. I said donut.
Hit that a couple times. See what your coworkers think about that.
That would be kind of funny. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, let me know how that goes.
I can let you know how that goes. Probably real good in the basement.
Yeah. So overall, it was a good weekend. I mean, I looking back, yeah, there were some struggles, but I guess this is the question I had in my mind this whole weekend when I was sick and even after the fact. You heard the saying, "Too drunk to fish." There's no such thing. Is there ever a situation where you're too sick to hunt?
Well, yes. Ralph
Cianciarulo. Yep.
Who had beaver fever.
That's right.
Yeah, he had to cancel it because he couldn't make it too far away from the bathroom.
Yeah, because he drank out of the water up there in one of the streams. He was up in Canada, wasn't he?
He was up in Alaska.
And
he thinks what happened is when he brushed his teeth.
Okay.
And he got beaver fever, and he had to cancel a couple weeks worth of hunts.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't make it 10 feet past the bathroom.
Right.
So yeah, I'm assuming.
Okay.
That would probably stop your. Right there.
Okay. I was comparing it to too drunk to fish.
Yeah, no. I can definitely. There is a potential.
Yeah. I'm not saying drinking and hunting either. I'm not combining the two.
No. But it's just a comment, right?
No, it's just a comment.
But is there a time when? Yeah, there is. Absolutely.
I did. I contemplated coming home, man. I was pretty rough yesterday.
But you did it. And you stuck it out, and you got a good weekend up in the northern Michigan.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's taken this long for me to get in the woods, though. I mean, it's October 21st and 2nd.
Slacker.
The weather, man. The weather's been a killer.
I know.
You know, otherwise I'd been up the last 2 weeks.
We've only got 1, 2,
3 more weekends.
3 more weekends before the gun season opener.
Yep. I'm going to be up 2 of those weekends.
Right.
Taking my vacation.
2 of those weekends. You'll be up next week.
Yep. Speaking of, are we doing a show next week? Or am I doing one from camp, or are we passing? What are we going to do?
Whatever we're going to do. I don't know. We could either or.
We haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, we haven't figured that one out yet.
So stay tuned on that side and see what happens with that, and we'll post something.
Yeah, we'll get some. We'll manage a show for the folks.
Yeah, and if I do one from camp, it may even come out late. It might be a Monday.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
just
I'll try to see what I can muster up.
See who's up at camp. Interview them.
I don't know who's going to be up there with me yet.
Camp manager going to be there?
No.
That's a whole show in itself.
I know it. I could do a whole year's worth of shows.
I knew you could.
I want to hear about the elk hunt.
Right, that's what I was hoping to hear about.
Yeah, that's
when's he due back?
Don't know.
Okay, don't know. All right.
I have no earthly idea. I know he's hunting in Missouri right now, and right now he's waiting out thunderstorms.
Is he really?
Yeah, it's getting pretty
rough
down there.
Charles Byram mentioned the same thing, I think, about storms coming through.
Yeah, same thing in his area. So it's rolling through the Midwest. We're supposed to get him here tomorrow. So
it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow.
Yep. So I'm glad I got up north. Got at least got 2 sets in, and got the bald eagle fly over like a flyby, and got to see some critters, and
it's just all about all being out in the woods.
Yeah.
My deer, kind of watching my deer in the backyard. The bucks are kind of getting elusive.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying that is I think they're traveling more. It's just they're starting to show back up rated dark now instead of just being there.
Right.
So they're starting to get a little
fidgy.
Yeah. The does are all together. They're just, but the bucks they're starting to think about it. And
everything I've seen on trail cam, the few bucks I have seen, are all run solo.
Okay.
I haven't seen any bachelor groups in this last set of camera photos.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's something to be said for that, I guess.
It's going to be about that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next week.
We get a good cold front come through. I think it'll really kick this pre-rut into gear. Maybe not next weekend, but in the middle of that Halloween week.
I think the week of Halloween is probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. You know, if we can keep it around 40, 50 degrees, and have some cold nights, I think we can do some damage. Hoping.
Put some meat in the freezer.
Hoping. So we'll see.
Matter of fact, speaking of meat in the freezer, my wife made from Kelly's Deer venison stroganoff.
Good.
Oh, yummy.
Can't beat it.
We'll have to have that recipe, and we'll have to do a video. We'll have to do it on the show. We
can do that.
That's good.
Anything else you want to throw in tonight?
No. Just get outside, man. It's a good time of year. You know, it's it's kind of funny. We're talking about all this warm weather, and I don't know. I wonder how the winter's going to be.
I heard here in Michigan it's supposed to be cold and wet.
Right, and it's like
I think it's La Nina. So I think
cold and wet, not as much snow.
we're gonna pay for it on the backside. I always do.
Well, here's how I play it. The longer it takes for us to get that snow into December or whatever, we know when spring's gonna come.
Later.
It's just make that shorter transition.
Yeah.
So. But no, everything's ready to go, and let's get out there and do some hunting.
All right. Well, next week we'll bring it either.
We'll get you a show next week.
We'll figure out somehow. Either Danny will come over here and break into the cabin and record one, or I'll bust one out from up north, and we'll get something going somehow, some way. So that'll do it for us this week here on the podcast. So if you guys are out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe until next week on the Up North Journal. And for those of you on the live stream, throw anything you got at us right here real quick.
Kyle, I hope we covered it all for you there, buddy.
You got any questions about the Wynd Scent?
Kyle's got 3 carts of them this year, by the way, and everyone wanted their key numbers. Love my job.
Yeah, okay. I'll be up. I was in the store today. I stopped up there on the way home. I was looking for something, but it wasn't Python cables. With a specific lock number that I will not give out over here.
There you go.
So.
Cool. Other than that, looks like everybody's cool here.
All right.
Kyle's at work, so yeah, go back to work, Kyle.
What? Right.
What time were you at the store today?
Oh, what time was I there? That would have been about 3 o'clock-ish, somewhere around there.
3-ish.
Yeah, somewhere around 3 o'clock. I think.
Yeah, you missed you, obviously.
I didn't go back to the archery section. I was looking for a Manfrotto.
Oh, the Manfrotto head.
Fluid head, camera head. For that other camera on.
I know other people are seeing bucks, so it's about time you start to see some bucks up there.
I hope so. I seen one on trail cam that was prompted my juices just a little bit to I wonder, I want a better look at him. I just don't think he's 3.5. I think he's 2.5-year-old buck.
Kyle says, well, you could have said hi. I was in at noon.
I could have said hi.
Could've.
Yeah.
Kyle. Remember the, oh my God, what's his name? Shoot. Up in Crystal Falls. He used to work with you. Ryan Waters. Guess what I saw in Crystal Falls? Ryan. Small town. I saw him at the processor. He worked for the processor. Small world.
Right?
So,
all the way up there.
400 miles away, and you meet somebody you know.
Wow.
But did a good job on cutting up the deer. So that's all that matters.
He cut up the deer?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
He took my order though.
Okay. Right on. So when you getting back up?
If I don't do anything local, it'll be the 11th of November. I head up
for the whole week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do a little bow hunting, a little gun hunting.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I'll do the combo deal, and I got a wedding the weekend before.
Okay.
So I'll be on the other side of the state.
That's the week of the 4th and 5th.
Right. Then I got a week wedding then, and that leaves us next weekend.
Yep.
So next weekend, I might be getting my Halloween costume out.
Oh Lord, y'all have to wait for that. All right, guys, we're gonna sign off. Y'all have a good night.
Talk to y'all later and have a good week. Until next time.
You can borrow your pen there.
I must be losing my marbles.